guys, it's Michelle Pippin with Women Who Wow, the best online alliance for seriously driven women entrepreneurs. And I wanted to come to you today, one, because I'm trying to make a concerted effort to show up live more often. And that requires me to get a little bit more comfortable with having no makeup on and coming live to see you guys. So that's part of the reason that I'm here. But I also had this idea, something that I really wanted to talk with you about what you are counting on, what you are trusting to bring the success in your business that you want, right? And so this is something that I welcome discussion about if you're here live, and if you have a question and you're watching the replay, certainly just put the comment in below, tag me so I'm sure to see it. But I am excited to talk with you about this because this little idea of like counting on a process or trusting the process really changed a lot of things in my business, right? Because a lot of times it's just like growing a business is not unlike trying to make changes in your health, or trying to make changes in your fitness, or trying to make changes in your marriage or your relationship with your kids, or whatever it is, right? A lot of times you are doing what you know to do, and it doesn't show immediately on the outside. And business is very much the same way. I get a lot of people who tell me, I'm doing exactly what you say to do. I'm doing everything I see you doing, and it's not working. And my first response is, really? Like, are you really doing everything I'm doing? And like, how long are you doing that for? Because I've been doing this a long time, right? And so, you know, you can't expect to do what I do every day for like a month and have the business that I have that I've been building over years. So the first thing, though, I wanted to say is, you know, don't ever give up. If you are counting on something that is logical and that you know that you've been able to trust in the past. So I want to tell you like how this kind of came out. I want to talk about the process that I used to rely on, count on, trust in, because it worked. And also I want to tell you the process that I am relying on, counting on, trusting right now. If you're here live and you know seriously driven women entrepreneurs who should be hearing this message, then definitely share that over there. Hey, Joan from Oklahoma. I am getting out more locally to build quality relationships and working on this the same online so I can expand my circle of influence. Absolutely. Now, I don't know about you guys. I found it excessively hard to build a business locally, right? It's like even the Bible says that the prophet is not celebrated in his own town. And so it can be kind of tough to be a thought leader, an expert when you're like neighbors, right? I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but I found it extremely difficult. I found it much easier to grow a national business over a local business. So anyway, I apologize. There's someone downstairs working, and so they're talking, and I am hearing them. But anyway, so the process that I used to trust in my business was pretty critical. And this is going to work for you if you are in that phase of your business where you're just ramping up. You need to be able to count on income, right? You need to be able to count on the income that is coming in to your business. This is for you if you're building a business, like maybe you're it's like 0 to 6 figures, right? And so the process that I learned to trust and depend on was a very simple process of scheduling conversations with people and selling to them, right? Now, those are two separate steps in the process. I did not schedule a conversation to sell to them, right? It was a coaching conversation. I essentially was selling coaching services, right? Or consulting services. And what I learned was that if I could get people to continue with me, it was a lot easier than getting them to start with me. And so instead of doing like a complimentary coaching session, which was really a thinly veiled sales session, I just coached my heart out. Now, this took a lot of guts and a lot of courage for me. And it also took some investment because back then I had kids, like very, very young kids, and I couldn't schedule coaching conversations without a sitter, right? I couldn't do that. And so I had to invest. And my coach at the time challenged me to schedule 1 full day a week of what he called serving hours. Now, this was not like just free time, right? Because I had to pay for someone or arrange for someone to watch my kids. And so he would encourage me, trust the process, Michelle, trust the process. And it took a lot of guts for me to trust the process back then. But I learned to trust it. I learned that I could count on that 2-step process if I was looking to make a living. Now, in all fairness, a lot of coaches never break 6 figures, and so I can be proud of that. On the other side, I really didn't want to have a business that I was trading hours for dollars in, and I used to even joke with my coach, even back then, and I would say, I'm just the coach that doesn't really want to coach, right? Like I wanted what I have now. I didn't have that in my mind, I guess. I didn't know exactly what it would become or what I would call it or any of that. But I knew that I didn't want to have a packed schedule of coaching client after coaching client after coaching client. That was something I wanted to avoid. But I still needed to pay my bills. And so I learned that the process I could trust back then was I would schedule serving hours. I would coach my heart out. And then I would ask them at the end, do you want to continue what we started here, right? And at that time, they would say, well, yeah, or no, or whatever. If they said yes, I'd say, excellent. I will send you an email and I'll give you a few different options for how you can, for how we can continue, right? And you choose the option that works for your budget and sense of urgency. That was like my go-to line. And that is the process I learned to trust to build a thriving coaching practice, right? Now, the other thing that I started to do was I started to break out of that. I started to learn, like, I didn't want any more coaching clients, right? I did not want any more people that I had to schedule time with and schedule time around and reschedule time with when they couldn't make it. I didn't want that anymore. And so I started dreaming and scheming about having a business built on me, right? Built on my thought leadership, built on my influence. And it took me a while because there's a lot of people selling a lot of programs for a lot of money, teaching people how to become thought leaders. And unfortunately, all of those programs I found they are selling you on the prospect of getting paid to be yourself. They're selling you on the prospect of building a business on your thought leadership, but they are expecting you to show up and act like everybody else they're training, right? It's a paradox, right? They're saying, like, get paid for being who you are, but do it exactly this way, and then you look like everybody else. And so I really struggled with this for a little while, and I did look early and often outside of me, right? I looked outside to figure out, like, what is a process that I could count on to create this different level and different area of success for my business. And I didn't really find it, to be honest with you, but I stumbled on another very simple process that I can count on, right? And that process is, actually, let me check my time because I've got calls coming in. Oh, I've got time. Okay. So the process that I am counting on now is I show up every single day and I message every single day, right? And I always put a call to action, inviting people into the Women Who Wow membership, right? And because I do this every single day, people join Women Who Wow every single day, right? It's a funny thing how that happens. If you want to make more money, you got to sell more stuff, right? And so, Joan says a lot of them have, they have a lot of pep rally stuff instead of practical advice as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the truth is there is an inner circle that I haven't joined, and I've thought about it a few different times. But the truth is, like, I don't need permission to be who I am. I don't struggle with the self-worth thing. I don't need to be, like, cheered on, right? I don't need any of that. And so, I don't know if it's the spot for me. But I also see the other side of that, Joan. I see a lot of people giving a lot of practical advice. Do this, do it in this order, do it at this length, post on these days, and then you'll create success. And what happens is when you're following a system that everybody else is following, you end up looking like everybody else. And so there is a middle ground here. And the process that I came to count on to build what you guys now know as Women Who Wow, the process that I now rely on 100% is I show up every day, I message every day, I don't send censor myself, and then I put in a call to action. That is a really trustworthy process, right? I have grown my business in exactly this way. I often tell people, like, there's nothing hidden from you. I don't have some secret like ad spends or some secret something I'm doing that's not visible to all of you guys. And so I have that process of what I'm counting on, what I'm trusting in. And I had to take a leap. Like, I had to do it for a little while before I could prove to myself that I could trust in this. But I did it, and now I know that this is a process I can trust in. So here's my question for you, right? Certainly, if you need to make money right now, if you are anywhere from $0 a month in your business to $100,000 a year in your business, then what you can do is schedule serving conversations. Serve your heart out. Don't worry about the sell. Really try to help people and then sell on the back end. That's a process that you can count on. I guarantee it. If you want something bigger than that, if you are wanting to expand, if you want to go from, getting paid hourly or trading your time for money, and you want to go beyond that, then I invite you to try my process. Show up every day, message every day, put a sell on the back end. But, and I guess this is my point really, is do you have a process that you can count on, right? What are you counting on right now for your success? What do you know is going to work for you? And I feel like no matter what that answer is, like, you should have an answer to that. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like we should all have an answer. What are we counting on? Like, if you tell me you're building an X, number of dollars a year business, or you're building a business based on XYZ, and I say, how are you doing that? Like, what process are you counting on? What are you trusting in to bring you across the finish line? Then you should have an answer to that. You should have a habitual answer to that, meaning your answer is put into action habitually. It's something you do every day on repeat because you know it works and you're trusting in it to give you the results that you want. So I hope this helps you guys, and I want to invite you to join Women Who Wow. If you know you're one of us, if you know you're a seriously driven women entrepreneur, if you want more for your business, more income, more impact, and more influence, then Women Who Wow is the place for you to be. You can message me at m.me/Women Who Wow, and you can join us. I will be making a concerted effort to come live a little bit more often than I have been doing. I have to get used to seeing myself barefaced, because the truth is, I don't put makeup on every day, right? And sometimes, like, I will not go live even when I'm inspired to, because I don't want to put makeup on. Because after I go live, I might go for a run, and then, and I have all these reasons. And so I just need to get used to myself showing up barefaced and get over it, and start really coming to you guys and messaging in a different way, so I can hopefully connect even more powerfully with other women entrepreneurs. So I appreciate you guys, and I will see you later on. For our Women Who Wow members, today is call-in hours. There might be some more spots left. You can go to meetme.so/Michelle Pippin if you're a Women Who Wow member, and you can see if we have any availability. I think we do have some availability today. So all right, talk to you guys later. Bye.